All right. So, hi everyone. For today, just before we dive right into our week 3 syllabus, I'm going to go through what we have done for the past weeks and also what we have left from the last week. Only we go into our week 3, yeah. Okay, sounds a lot, but we'll go there. All right. So the first week we already done our vocabulary for word describing liking. Okay, vocabulary for admiration phrases, and we also did some long text, right? Last week we did a technique for foreshadow recap, and we tried to combine, okay, this technique with our descriptive writing with foreshadow by creating the introduction part, all right, with some of the vocabulary that we have learned from week 1, all right, week 1, for the famous people like the Dato, right, the Tony Fernandez and also our Dato Wira Lee Cheng Wei. Okay. I think we still have one page that we haven't touched before we can move into our March 18 to 23 syllabus, which is our week 3 syllabus for this week. All right. So, but just to so you know, later we will work on vocabulary upgrade. What are the other alternative better options that you can use for some words? I will quickly go through with you on a facial features part on what are the phrases can you use or what are the terms that you can use to describe the facial features of a certain people. All right. And last one is we will move on to work on our guided writing. Okay. So for our last week, go to your page 15. All right. Because if I'm not wrong, we only stopped at our practice 3 top part, which is the match the words portion. All right. But we haven't really finished off our remaining parts to fill in the blanks. Did I ask you all to look on it as a homework? I've already forgot on this. All right. Or should I change another way of asking my question? Have you done this portion? If haven't, give me the give me the pangka. If sudah, give me the tick. All right. I just want to know whether I can go through this part in detail or go through this part in a very brief manner before we dive right into our week 3. Let me know. Sudah ke belum? Sudah ke belum? Jingy belum. Okay, I know because you requested video, right, instead. Okay, is it? Forgotten. All right. If it's like so, then just go through this part with in a very detailed manner. I can also just recap or highlight some of the descriptive words for you lah. All right. So let's start off with our first paragraph. As Teachers' Day approaches, we are reminded to give credit to all the, you can use this term, unsung hero. Okay, oopsie, what happened? I think it's because of I'm charging my iPad. All the unsung hero in our educational system. Okay, education system. This men and women strive hard means try to achieve, all right? To ensure that we have self-confidence. Become literate means able to read, and are molded into useful citizen of the future, being shaped into a good person instead of a bad person. All right. Their role in motivating and inspiring us is undeniable, means you cannot say no. It's undoubtedly, all right? As every teacher is different in the way they interact with students, it is more than likely that every one of us will have a favorite teacher. Mine is Mrs. Chu. So in the first introduction, the foreshadow that has been used, all right, is about I think instead of foreshadow, I would say the descriptive term that's been used is one. These men and women strive hard to ensure that we have self-confidence, become literate, and molded us to useful citizens of the future. All right. Teachers' Day approaches. So without telling you directly that I'm going to write something in relation with teachers, I first give you all this context lah. Hi, Jachin. Right, is this your first time in my class? We are currently in page 15. Okay. If you're not, I'm so sorry. I really have like short-term memory for the names. Okay, so moving on to second paragraph. Mrs. Chu was never without a smile on her face. Okay, try to use this kind of descriptive word. try to describe the facial features instead of just directly telling me that Mrs. Chu was a positive person. Okay. Next one, she was my primary and primary two class teacher, and she was extremely patient with the, write it down. This one should be patient with the rambunctious children. Okay, all this word that we are trying to use to fill in the following blanks is actually derived from the matching practice above, if you haven't noticed already. Okay, hi Brian, we're in page 15, go to page 15. Whenever she spoke to us, her eyes would, okay, this is twinkle, okay, her eyes would twinkle in excitement. Her jet black and wavy hair was rarely tied up. She spoke in low tones which were soothing to the ears, and never once did she raise her voice at the class. Instructions were always well received when she spoke in her melodious voice. Okay, so she's not the kind of teacher that will be very garang, but instead she will be very patient and well-mannered, all right? Melodious voice, and she speak in a melodious voice so that you will, okay, I will receive the instructions clearly and I will do exactly what she say. Okay, so this is the writer's perception towards Mrs. Chu. Okay, we were sensitive and impressionable, right? Sensitive and impressionable young children, so all these physical attributes means like the hair, she's patient, she always smiles, right? She speaks in low tone, okay? What her to it? Attributes endeared her to us. Make her someone that we like, all right? Endeared. All right, moving on to the next paragraph. Next paragraph. Although she was kind and patient, Mrs. Chu did not let her manner get in the way of teaching us to be considerate and disciplined students. All right, so she's tough, but yet she's very diligent, I would say. Okay, she was also a wonderful motivator. One way she did so sorry, I skipped that. Under her watchful eyes, no one what in class. This one should be no one created havoc, means created a mess in class. Okay. She was also a wonderful motivator. One way she did so was to give her students small gifts as reward for improvement in our studies or behavior. Once, when I was to give her when I had scored full marks in a class test, Mrs. Chu let me pick a reward from a selection of items she had. I chose one of the pouches that she had sewn, and it remains one of mine. This is prized possessions, means a very precious thing that you owned. All right, prized possession. Okay, moving on. Apart from acknowledging our effort and achievement, Mrs. Chu also used other way to engage her student in class. So you see, all the paragraph, I use very descriptive kind of phrases to describe the scenario, to describe Mrs. Chu for you. All right. She would include all our names in the song she created for music lessons. For a 7-year-old, hearing your name being sung in front of the class by a teacher was a great thrill. Throughout the year, she would also employ other methods to make our learning fun and memorable. Mrs. Chu encouraged students to have a wide variety of interests. She nurtured in me a, write it down, keen interest. Means through her education, okay, through how she educates, this writer has actually emerged a very strong interest in reading, music, and caring for the environment. Whenever Mrs. Chu is, I hope she knows that she has made an impact on me and is my favorite teacher. Okay, I hope that you have gone through this paragraph, all right, and understand the paragraph. So later we will use the similar manner to write our essay. Okay, for those who have just come in, you may have missed out the first or the second paragraph. So now I zoom out for you already. Please quickly go through and fill in everything. And once you've done, please raise your hand for me as well. Okay. By the way, Jie Qing, is this your full name? I mean your actual name, because students are advised to write your full name to attend the classes so that it's easier for our online attendance checker to check your attendance. I think I remember you from the last week, but I just want to confirm with you. Okay. Meanwhile, Goyong, Jingy, and Brian, if you have any questions, ask me. Otherwise, if you've done, raise your hand. Okay. So, Jiaqing, is this your full name? Or your name is Jiaqing? I just want to confirm. Let me know as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'll move you to the waiting room. All right, everyone, now move on to the next one. Okay, next part, just a quick vocabulary upgrade for your reference to show you what should you do. Okay, like what we have learned from the last week, I did mention that do not tell me what kind of person that you admired is, but instead describe the person that you admired to me so that your writing will be more interesting, right? So instead of like just stating that, okay, for example, Karsam is a fun person, right? We should move to another kind of more descriptive words like Karsam's barrel of laughter. Okay, barrel means a tong, the tong that is a wooden tong that's for you to fill in usually alcohol. But now you're trying to describe that Karsam is a person that is full of laughed jokes inside. Okay, so it's a very funny person. All right, moving on to the next one. Jasmine is a sociable person. Instead of sociable, I recommend to use social butterfly. All right, Jasmine's a social butterfly. Moving on, Brian is a person who hides a skill or quality, a very low profile but talented person. All right, this is Brian Lee, but I want to know if Brian Leong also have the same thing as well. All right, but instead of saying this, let's go with Brian Lee's a dark horse, and then you further elaborate what are the hidden talent that he has. Okay, moving on, Elizabeth is a physically and emotionally strong person. All right, we can use rare lexicons like Elizabeth is a tough cookie. Okay, tough cookie. Moving on, Janice is an honest, reliable, and or considerate person. You can say that Janice the good aid. Okay, if they're smart enough to know my plan, what kind of plan you have? Okay. Moving on, Wailing is calm and relaxed. So Wailing is as calm as cool as a cucumber, right? As cool as cucumber. Moving on, Jingyuan is confident. We can go with Jingyuan's as bold as this is breast. Okay, as bold as breast. Moving on, Jiaquan is practical and unpretentious, very real person, very genuine person. We can say Jiaquan is down to earth. All right, moving on. The very last one here. Ashlyn is kind, honest, and unpretentious. You can go with Ashlyn's the salt to the earth. Okay, so it's similar to down to earth meaning, but we also talk about kind, honest, all right, salt of the earth. So these are some words that is a bit rare, right? And if you use it, the exam marker might think that, okay, you might have a good knowledge on the vocabularies because you're able to use all these like idioms like phrases. Okay, so this is how you upgrade your vocabulary. If you've done this portion, after I count down to 5 seconds, I'll move on to the facial features. I just want to quickly go through this part so that I can prep you in advance. When we work on the essay writing later, you might be able to use some of the things here. All right, because I want you to describe. So far, so good. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No one have any questions. I'll move on. So facial features is technically our quote unquote 5 senses. All right, 5 senses. So these are the words that you can also see how can you incorporate into your story when needed. So not only for descriptive writing for a person who you admire the most, story writing also can use. Okay, we start from the eyes part first, yeah. For eyes, from the eyebrow, you can say that they have silky eyelashes. Okay, means the eyelashes are long and smooth, look very nice. Arch eyebrows, they're shaped instead of like a flat, straight one. Spellbinding eyes means the eyes looks like there's magic inside, very magical, and it attracts you. You can't move your eyes away from the person's eyes. Doe-shaped eyes look a bit naive, all right, innocent, very cute. Okay, usually these spellbinding eyes, because I think it's more generic, but doe-shaped eye, I think usually it's go for like cute girls, perhaps. All right, moving on to the lower face portion, we have sugar sweet lips. Okay, looks like it's very delicious and juicy. Sounds very wrong, but it's just a description that look very sweet. All right, dimpled smile with dimples, piano key teeth. The teeth is very neat. All right, and with white teeth, the teeth looks white. Okay, moving on to the next one. If we go down a bit further, maybe your skin, your complexion, your hair, your figure. Okay, we can talk about like porcelain skin means flawless, just like porcelain, right? It's very smooth. Glowing complexion, you look healthy. All right. Luscious hair, you have a lot of volume in your hair. All right. Ringlets hair, small curl. All right, small curl. Okay, Amazonian figures, very fantastic figure, flabby arms, a bit chubby. All right, I have flabby arms. All right, moving on to the next one. For color, do not always just go with red, blue, yellow. So boring. Okay, try to describe it more. Ruby red. Okay, as red as the ruby. What's that called? Stone. Okay, rose red as the rose, coral black, jet black hair, chestnut brown, caramel brown. All right, just to add a bit of descriptions to your color. Moving on, if it's a good smell, citrusy, a very refreshing smell, you can go with citrusy, very fresh. Garlicky, a bit smelly lah. Okay, you know that garlicky smell is always a bit unpleasant. All right, talc powder is that baby powder kind of smell. So this so it's also a good smell. So the other one is like either you say like the perfume, okay, what perfume smell, aroma of what, fragrance of what. This is all to describe good smells. All right, good smells. Moving on, we have here, okay, usually what are the sound that you can hear or listen to. So when we talk about austere means that it's unfriendly, a bit rude, unfriendly. All right, nasally is when you have a congested nose, so you sound like this. It's like a bit of like, this kind of sound. This is like nasally. All right, so this is the sound of nasally, a bit congested nose, I would say. Congested nose. Moving on, if we talk about the voice of a certain person sounds bossy, means it's very dictate manner, right? Dictating manner. Patronizing is when you talk in a very loud, firm manner, all right? Patronizing. All right. Nectarine voice is when you have a sweet voice. Songbird's voice is when you have a melodious voice. So sweet voice, melodious, very suara yang merdu is here. This is just the characteristic a bit different lah. Bossy, patronizing. All right. And the very last section here for touch, you can talk about comforting pet. All right, comforting pet, tight claps. Okay, you are being held tightly. Caress lovingly, right? A bit like hugging you lovingly, warm embrace, all right? Spiral over, cascaded over. All this is about you felt something around you, spiral over something, cascaded over something. Curtained face, wretched face. Okay, so these are the feeling that you have on your face. All right, so these are some descriptive words that we have. Now let's move on to our writing finally. Okay, move on to our writing. For writing part, I always emphasize that we have two techniques that need to be used. The first one is we have to analyze the question, okay, by using your WTF. The second one is to organize the flow of your essay writing. For this, usually we go with PEEE. So any one of you still remember or can't remember the full form of all these abbreviation? Yeah, sorry. Okay. So WTF stands for Who Topic Format. And it should be able to be found in your question part. PEE is when you are trying to create the paragraph in your essays, all right? It should flows from the point to the elaboration. Usually is related to the reason of your standpoint. Okay, then we move on to the example of what or how are you supporting your elaboration? What are the things that you do? And the last one is effect. So what's next? All right, what's next? If it's about a story, you might need to use before, during, after. But for today, we are only going to go with a descriptive essay. We don't have to have a story flow. So I'm not going to tell you that just to avoid confusing you lah. All right. So who topic format PEEE. Okay, so far so good. So now, Jingyi, are you able to tell me what's the who, the topic, and the format from this question? Who, topic, format. The who, the topic, and the format from this question. All right. While Jingyi is trying to figure out to analyze the question with the WTF, Goyong, are you able to give me a character? Okay, who's the person? Because we're talking about family member here. So you're giving me a name. So who's Timmy? Is that your real cousin per se? No, fake one. Okay, cool. Then I need some meat to it. Okay, I need some content about it. Jingyi, have you done with your WTF? Could you type it up for me? So what kind of cousin do you have? Why do you think he's great? Right, maybe Brian, you can help Goyong to complete this part. So now we have cousin now. Okay, maybe we start with the cousin. All right, and the cousin named Timmy. All right. Help on giving me some content. All right, some context. How can Timmy be great? What are the pointers that you think that he's great? Okay, while I continue to work on the WTF. So Jingyi say, who is me? Yes. Write your essay. So who is you? Okay, you are the person, your perspective on this. Right, topic, a family member whom you think is great. Yes. All right, so this one is your W. Topic wise, okay. Search for this. Write an essay about, then behind it will be a topic. A family member whom you think is great. Format wise, essay, which is no format lah, technically. So format equals to no format. This one is your topic. So WTF chat has a very strong mindset. Nice. Okay, so we have to give some characteristic to the cousin Timmy. Strong mindset. Can. Okay, so let's start with this. I will skip the framework part. Okay, framework part. Let's dive right into writing. Okay, I have my points ready. Let's create. Okay. So, right, you can start with everyone has someone that they look up to in their life. This person act as a role model for them, providing them a good guidance on their life journey. Okay. Undeniably, I too have someone who I think is great. All right. He is, let's give some descriptive word. Boleh. He is a person who most people will describe as a tough cookie. Okay, let's use the term that we've used. All right, because he is a physically and emotionally strong man. All right. Okay. He has a clear mindset and is always realigning his goal to ensure that he is able to achieve them. He is my cousin Timmy. Okay, so let's describe from a very brief, giving a foreshadow of what is this person so great about. All right, so we have a quick I would say just a quick brief introduction about him. All right, then only you reveal, oh, he's my cousin Timmy, then we move on. So in the pointers that we have here, all right, the writing part, who that person is and how he's related to you. We already talked about who is him, how he's related to you, cousin Timmy. What has he done for you and your family? Now, he's a very strong mindset person, very motivated person. He's focusing on his goal, but what have he done and why would you like him so much and you would like to become him? Okay. So how can you write it? How can you write it? Slowly. Let's go with this. You know what? Let me just continue. Why everybody is so silent today? Inspired me to be someone like him. That one will be your Q3. Okay? Let's go into this one first. So one particular scenario, all right, stands out vividly in my memory. Um, and this scenario underscores his importance in his important role in our family dynamic. All right, as he offered silent support and guidance to my family when we need it most. Okay, again, it is using the foreshadow technique. All right, you tell first, but without telling what happened, then we only move on to my family when we need it most. Okay, it was during COVID-19, right? I think COVID-19 is a time where everyone faced hardship, so you felt the family bond the most. Okay, it will impact your life the most. So COVID-19, what happened to my Taipei? It was during COVID-19, and my family fell on hard times. Okay, as my parents were dealt with one closure after another, putting food on the table slowly became a difficulty. Okay, it was then, all right, my uncle stepped in to help to lend a helping hand to us. Okay, we were grateful for him, but only until recently we realized, sorry, only until, don't say recently lah, because it's a bit slow, I think. Okay, we were, without apostrophe, guys, we were grateful for him, but only until the lockdown the lockdown was being lifted, we realized that the actual person that insist to help us was my cousin Timmy. All right. Okay. Without without expecting anything in return, he secretly offered help on both financial and emotional aspect. Through my uncle. Alleviating means lifting the burden on our family and providing a sense of relief during uncertain time. Let me see the writing part. So, what has he done for you and your family? Okay. Mm, certain time. And we move on to the next one. That was just one of the many times he existed. Sorry, he exists as an unsung hero and emerge as a figure of quiet strength and unwavering compassion. Okay. It's selflessness, right? And generosity during this challenge period left an indelible marks means unforgettable marks on my family's life. Okay. His actions not only helped to lessen our burden immediately, but also serve as a reminder of the importance of familial bond and unconditional support. Challenge period. Okay, so where we are. What has he or she done for you and your family? We have already done this part. Whether you would like to be like him or her, okay. Indeed, okay. Let's do some work from the previous weeks. And let me see what we have. I felt blessed to have Timmy as my family member, and he is distinguished. Can I use distinguished? Let me check. Yeah. He's a distinguished figure to me. I aspire to be like one, two, three. Now let's move on to the fourth one. Be like him. Let's see. The as I reflect, okay, continue to write it. As I reflect on this poignant moment and filled with admiration, gratitude, and appreciation for Timmy. And I reflect on this poignant moment and filled with admiration. Mm, mm, mm. I be to be a person who shares similar characteristic with him. Okay. His willingness to help us in time of need exemplifies exemplifies exemplar. Oh, okay, sorry. Exemplifies. Finally, all right, exemplifies the essence of familiar devotion, means family love, devotion, and underscores, okay, the profound impact one individual can have on the lives of those they love. Okay, finally we are the ending, guys. So again, I aspire to emulate Timmy. Right, again, I aspire to emulate Timmy. He is the living testament to his enduring legacy of kindness, resilience, all right, strong mindset, and unwavering support. In a world fraught with challenges, okay, he stands as a beacon of hope and inspiration, illuminating the path forward for me. Okay, that's all. All right, so once you have done, only I'll go through if there's a need. This is slightly different from what we've did in the past. Because when you're trying to write something, someone that you admire the most, you can either write with, you start with that person and then you give a few characteristics. Why do you like him? And also what are the scenarios do you have? But today I'm trying to write in a manner where it's more foreshadowing. Hence, I've reviewed some of the things in the front part first, then only I continue to write. And I only revolving in writing the kindness, the one thing like one incident. Okay. So this is my attempt on writing the person that I admire the most, by using some of the words that we have learned from the previous classes and also from the previous vocabulary site. So let me just highlight them for you. First thing first, we learned about the tough cookies. Okay. Realigning his goal to ensure he's able to achieve them. Realigning, we actually learned from the previous paragraph, the previous passage that we have read. All right. Let's see. Some idioms that we haven't learned, but it's quite good. Putting food on the table. All right. Lend a helping hand. Alleviating burden. Okay. Unsung hero. Indelible marks mean unforgettable marks. Distinguished. All right. Poignant moments. Important or fresh, vibrant moment. Okay. Living testament. All right. I think these are the things that I would like to highlight it to you for you to remember it more. What I did not do is that to describe him physically, okay? Perhaps next time in future, if we are trying to write someone that we admire most, I will try to write more on that. Because instead of putting on my descriptive words on describing him physically, I just try to describe more on his characteristic. Okay. So for those who haven't finished writing, continue to write it. For those who have done, raise your hand. Okay, Goyong done now. So this is the very last thing for today's class. However, before we move on, let me check. I think we haven't finished our second page. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your second page part, the week 2 section, have we done it for the recap or the quicks on the lexicons that we've learned? Brian, let me know. Let me pause my sharing so that For the others can continue to copy. Meanwhile, I also go to the page 2 to see. Oh, you're free done. Yeah, page 2. We done, right? The page where we have all the lexicons. Done, done. Yep. So if you notice, I tried my best to use most of it from this page. All right. I hope that you are able to utilize our notes like so as well. So in the future, whenever you want to write an essay, go through the second page of your notes, because we always have the compilation of the lexicon that we learned for the month. So try to use it or utilize it or try to incorporate into your essay lah. Okay. So Jenny also done. Jia you're still not answering me. Are you there or are you just hanging there like Guazi? Okay, so yeah. Before I call it a day, any questions? Any questions from the floor? Nope. Okay. Judging is like, okay, cool lah. So Judging, you haven't answered to me. Is this your full name or it's not? If it's not, then remember next week onwards, please log in or call in with your full name, yeah. All right. So everyone have done this, how about Judging? Have you done? Because just now you didn't raise hand, you just give me a kiss. For those who have done, I'll just give you I mean that's all for today. I wouldn't want to keep you here for long. That's all. All right. Thank you semua. Thank you everyone. I'll see you again next week, same time. Bye-bye. Thank you.